Okay, hello everyone. Ken Kroll here again. So here we're going to go over a couple more links on the Sensi Workstation. We're going to go over the downline link, the commissions link, and briefly touch on the business builders link. So let's get started here with the downline link. And when you click on that, it takes you to this page called Advanced Report Filtering. And essentially what this is a filtering tool or a sorting tool that allows you to slice and dice your downline team in lots of different ways. Of course, if you're just getting started, it's just going to be you on your team of one, and then as you add people and they add people and those people add people and that downline multiplier effect starts to kick in, then it'll get larger and larger, and at that point you'll really start to appreciate the power of this tool. So the way this works is over here on this right side, it provides lots of definitions as to what all of these sorting capabilities are. So you'll want to read those so you understand what's possible. But I pretty much use this tool in a fairly basic way. So for example, if I want to click the most current month like March 2009, which is the time of this recording, then I might just want to say, okay, I just want to look at the entry date. So down here, my sorting options, there's a drop down and you can pick lots of different things, number of new sign-ups, what state they're from, and sort by state, and that sort of thing. But I'm just going to look at it to see whether anybody has joined the Team Magnificent, and how many have joined over the last several days. So I could click on this sort that way, and then click up here on click here, and it'll then go out and sort the database for Team Magnificent's downline and give me this report. So as you can see here, there are 831 people on Team Magnificent or in this downline, and I can look here at the entry date and see that 3 people joined Team Magnificent, one from Virginia, one from California, one from Colorado today. As you can see, today is March 11th. Okay, and then I can see here on the 10th there was one from Idaho. So yesterday, one from Idaho, one from Oregon, another one from Idaho, one from Arizona, and another one from Virginia. So that was yesterday. And then you can scroll on down and see, everybody who's joined by what date, what state they're from, and that sort of thing. And then over here so let's go from the left to the right. You can see level here. That tells you what level they are. So this person, for example, who's the most recent person to join, is a level 3 to Danette, meaning that she is 3 levels down in terms of who recruited her. So Danette recruited somebody, and that person recruited somebody, and then it was that person who recruited this person, for example. So 3 levels down. You can click where it says email. You can click on this little email label and send them an email message if you wanted. Okay, and you'll be able to see everybody in your downline team. So you and below you, everybody you've recruited and everybody they've recruited, you'll be able to see when you click on this downline link. Okay, there's a number of tools here, and just click on each one of them. For example, if you click on this one, it'll tell you who recruited them, give you all of their demographics in terms of phone numbers, email addresses, and so forth. You can click on this red arrow and that'll tell you everybody in their downline. Okay, so in this case there's just them, so there's one because they just signed up today. And you can get a bunch of miscellaneous reports on their sales here by going on this particular one. So very powerful tool in terms of you being able to look at everything that's going on. This column is about recruits, so whether they've recruited anybody or not. Okay, so that will tell you, so all these people have just signed up, so there's nobody who's just signed up who's recruited anybody, but you'll be able to see who's getting recruits on your team and who's not. Here is sales, their personal sales, the sales of everybody on their team, their GWV, their TWV. So if you've gone through the commission training, the compensation plan training, you know what that means. this active first level column tells you whether they have anybody active on their team. And this will terminate column is real important because you can look at that and see whether there's anybody who's going inactive and is at risk of being terminated. And then you want to make sure you have a conversation with them, or at least whoever recruited them, to talk to them to see if they need some help in order to get their Cincy business going. Okay, so a very powerful tool if you use it right. All right, the commissions link is really just a breakdown of your compensation. Okay, so and if you go down here where it says click for details, you can get a complete breakdown of your Cincy check each month. Of course, payroll's on the 10th, and then you can click on that and it'll go give you a breakdown of every dollar that you were paid from for that month. And you can look at that based on the Cincy compensation model. So for example, if you wanted to look at your star consultant frontline team royalties that you got from the Cincy compensation model, you could click on details here and it will break down what percentage you were paid and how much on every sale related to that particular area of your team based on the Cincy compensation model. So it's a great way to get comfortable with the Cincy compensation model and how dollars are paid out based on your team as it grows and develops over time. Okay, so play around with that a little bit. So the last thing I wanted to go over here is on business builders. The one thing that I always look at every month, on the 15th of each month, the new newsletter comes out. So look at everything that's out here. There's some monthly promotional flyers which are great to use in your Cincy business, and lots of other useful information here. But I personally always come here around the 15th and go look at the most current newsletter. Alright, and one of the things I always like to look at, there's lots of good information here, like Orville always writes a nice little entry piece. Here, the president's message, so that's always a good read to keep a pulse on what's going on with the company. And then there's lots of other tidbits on upcoming events and so forth, so you want to stay up to speed on that. But the 15th of every month, just kind of put it on your calendar to go look at that. And then the very last page every month is this map that shows you how many consultants are in every state across the country. So this gives you a sense of how the consultant base is growing and developing over time. Okay, so useful tool also as a recruiting tool to talk to people about. All right, so those are 3 links on the Cincy Workstation that we use to manage our downline, audit and assess our compensation that we're getting from our Cincy business each month, and then the business builder link to go look at the consultant newsletter and assess how the overall Cincy business is doing as compared to how our business is developing and growing over time. All right, hopefully that was helpful to you, and good luck in growing your Cincy business.